There are four types of apprentices when you're working in a blue collar field. Now, I've been in the blue collar world for about 7-8 years. I've been a journeyman lineman for 3.5 years. I've worked in the welding industry. I've worked in powerline tree trimming clearance. And now I've been in the lineman trade since 2017. And I've had apprentices, I've had groundmen, and I've had, the labor, the new people. I've been in those positions. And now these are four types of personalities and four types of apprentices that I've come across, and I feel like I was before when I was an apprentice. Which one is the best to be? Hop into this video and let's find out. So here's the first kind of apprentice, and this is probably my favorite. This is the quiet and confident apprentice. Now, the quiet and confident apprentice, he's the one who just knows his job. He knows his duty. He knows what he's supposed to do. He knows his place. And so therefore, he gets the work done. He knows what he's supposed to do every single day. He's quiet. He only really talks when he needs to talk. He likes to listen. And the quiet and confident, he knows how to get the work done. He's able to learn. The quiet and confident guy is the one where I like that guy. I feel like that's the kind of apprentice I tried to be. I wasn't the outspoken, confident, loud apprentice. That just wasn't my personality. So I feel like for the most part, I was kind of quiet, kind of confident. And so, as a journeyman, I like the quiet and confident apprentice because I know he's gonna show up to work. He's gonna show up to work every day early. He's gonna show up, he's gonna know his duty. He's confident, he knows how to get the work done. He knows his place. So the quiet and confident apprentice is probably my favorite type of apprentice. And that's kind of the first personality and the first kind of apprentice that you could be if you are an apprentice or you're becoming an apprentice. Quiet, confident, know your role, know your place, be able to learn, be able to work. And I feel like that's a great personality, the great traits to have as an apprentice. As you move through the apprenticeship, those might change a little bit, but I feel like as long as you're quiet and confident, that's a great kind of spot to be in. For personality trait 2 as an apprentice is the loud and cocky one. This guy is the loud one who's rambunctious, always, comes into work with full energy, is at work with full energy. He's very cocky, he's very ego driven. And now this is not my favorite kind of apprentice because it's like, okay, you should know your place. Yes, they're very confident. They have a lot of ego. They kind of know what they're doing. But at the same time, the personality is just so high and they're so loud and so obnoxious. And when you have that sort of personality, when you're surrounded by other linemen and other people, that kind of personality and those kinds of things really tick a lot of people off, especially in the lineman trade, probably in most other trades as well. Trying to be that loud and confident and cocky individual really doesn't necessarily work in your favor in my handful of years of experience in the lineman trade and other trades as well. The quiet and confident kid, I like that guy a little bit better because he knows how to do his job. The loud, cocky guy who kind of knows what's going on, but he's very ego driven and thinks he's a know-it-all. That guy is hard to deal with, and I don't like to have that guy on my crew. He's hard to work with. It's just dude, just shut her down, be quiet, and just do your job. And I feel like I'm kind of speaking for a lot of other journeymen out there, probably would think kind of the same thing. The third type of personality type as an apprentice is the nice guy, the quiet guy, but doesn't know anything and sucks at learning. Now, I feel bad for this guy because I've had a couple apprentices who are like this where, man, they're super nice guys. They are hardworking, but man, they don't know how to learn. They have a hard time learning. And those guys, it's I really want you to succeed. I want you to do good. And you're trying. I can tell you're trying, but you just suck as an apprentice. And that's not a good position to be in. I always say, if you're an apprentice, being able to learn, you have to be able to learn, pick these things up. I shouldn't have to tell you something 2, 3, 4 times how to do a certain task or what your task should be as an apprentice, like cleaning the trucks or organizing material and these apprentice duties, getting water and ice and these type of things. Or you got to be able to have some confidence. You got to be able to have a good work ethic all the way through. It shouldn't be like this and then this. It should always just be all the way up until the very end of your apprenticeship, because as soon as you get comfortable and complacent and then you start to plateau, and eventually that plateau turns into a down world, and then all of a sudden you're not on the crew anymore, or you get laid off, or you get passed to a different crew, and that's something you don't want. So the quiet kid, or it doesn't even have to be quiet, it could just be the apprentice who is a good worker, has a good personality, you know, they're good to have on the crew, but they suck at learning and they suck at being an apprentice. I've had a few of those, and man, I hate to tell you guys, but you got to be better. And at the end of the day, if you're just not better than the next guy or the guy before you, you're probably going to get laid off, or you're going to pass to a different crew. You know, worst case scenario, you know, you get fired. But quiet kid, or the quiet guy, or, you know, with a good personality but sucks at learning and sucks at being an apprentice, is the third type of apprentice that I've run across in the lineman trade. The fourth kind of apprentice that I've run across is the loud and confident guy. Now this guy, he knows his stuff, and he's kind of like a hot chick, you know what I mean? If there's a hot chick that she knows she's hot, so she knows she can get away with almost anything, that's how the loud and confident apprentices are. They know they have it. They are good apprentices. They have the confidence. They know how to get the work done. They are smart. They're hardworking. You know, this loud and confident apprentice, he's a good guy to have. He's the second favorite guy to have on the crew besides the quiet and confident guy. It's because he still knows his stuff. He knows his place, but he's loud, he's confident, and he's a good guy to have. He knows his job. He gets the work done. He knows how to get the work done. So that's basically what's most important. As long as he can do that kind of stuff, if he's loud and obnoxious, okay, whatever. But that part is where it starts to drive other journeymen or foremen nuts. It's like, all right, dude, like calm down a little bit. You know, you don't have to be so loud and obnoxious. And because you know your stuff and you are a good apprentice, and you know you're a good apprentice, you get away with a few things, you know what I mean? The foreman starts to kind of rub up to you a little bit, and you and the foreman are buddies, or you and the other lineman or the other journeyman, and you're like, the foreman knows you're a good apprentice. He doesn't want to let you go because you are a good apprentice. And so he will kind of do almost anything in his power to keep you on the crew because you're a good apprentice. You're hardworking, you're confident, you're loud, and you know you could be fun to be around and have on the crew, a good addition. So those guys, they usually stick around. They usually don't get passed around to different crews. You know, if layoffs are or transfers are going to happen, they're going to happen, and that guy's going to get transferred. But I can almost guarantee you, if you're that loud and confident apprentice and you know you're good and you are good, you're probably going to have a pretty good chance of sticking around on the crew and always have work. The quiet and confident guy, he's also going to be in that kind of same position. He's just not loud and cocky and confident. But the loud and confident guy, I've known the loud and confident apprentices who they've gotten DUIs and they have a blow and go in their vehicle. They can't even drive the bucket truck. But because they're a good apprentice as far as like the work goes and knowing the role and knowing their place and doing all those kind of things and having that mindset of being an apprentice and just being a good apprentice, they're still working, which blows me away because it's like, holy crap, that's crazy to me. You know, an apprentice got a DUI and he still has a job. I'm like, how good is this guy? Or if you know your thing, if you're a great apprentice, you're probably always gonna have a job. Those are the 4 personality types I've seen in the lineman trade as an apprentice, and I was a journeyman working around in different parts of the country. Sure, it's the same across other trades, you know, ironworkers, electricians, or plumbers, HVACs, welding trades, and things like that. You're gonna have these different personalities and levels of apprentices where you might start out as that quiet, dumb kid guy as an apprentice, and then as you become a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th step, your confidence grows, you get a little bit louder, a little bit more comfortable, and that's fine, and that's gonna happen, probably a good thing to happen. I just always kind of thought being the quiet and confident guy was the way to go, and those are the apprentices that I like. 4 personality types for apprentices. Which one are you? 1, 2, 3, or 4? I'll tell you, number 1 is probably my favorite. 4th is my second favorite, and then the other 2 are kind of right there hand in hand with each other.